Welcome back to Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk. Actually, welcome up back to the concert. Josh Harmony, our guest, pro skateboarder, and he's on tour right now, getting after with some of his music at San Luis Obispo. And if you want a DVD or you want to get this, you can do it on iTunes or any of the downloads. And you can go to his website at joshharmonymusic.com. That's joshharmonymusic.com. And the song that we heard just earlier coming in was I Heard the Angels Singing, which I really, really like. I'm definitely going to download for my iTunes on my iPhone. So definitely make sure you get Josh's music and support him, because he is a young man that's making a difference in a lot of people's lives through what God has called him to do in his platform. And Josh, the I Heard the Angels Singing song, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, actually, it's taken from some really old Southern, just passed down music, I guess, gospel music,
Man, that's awesome. I tell you, you put a nice spin on that. I love the sound of. I've got a good buddy of mine who's a history buff on blues here, and he's a supporter of our ministry at Sold Out. And I'm going to definitely get him this, because he will absolutely love it. He put on. We do a blues concert up here, a couple of them that happen during the summer here in the mountains, and they bring in some incredible acts. So great inspirational stuff from Josh Harmony. And Josh, as I think about this show, what we're about is getting the word about faith, family, and sports to people. The fact that we can use the passion of sports, we can use our platform to put the message out about who Jesus is. And it just sounds like to me that you bring great passion to your skateboarding career, to your music career, and talk about your emphasis in terms of your spiritual gifts and what excites you about your relationship with God, and how you're able to use that in your current platform.
Man, well, that's a huge question. I guess, man, the inspiration, I guess, comes from the Holy Spirit. He's really the one that has sort of turned me on to everything that he is, and inspired me to really write music, and he's the giver of every perfect gift, and it's really it's all been him. It's like I started skating, and then I was born again when I was about 19, and he flipped my world upside down, and just the reality of who he was just so overwhelming, in his ability to change my heart and change around my motives and just everything, he's everything to me. So it's like, it just kind of naturally flows out, and it's like he's given me these platforms, and my only hope is that people would see Christ through my life and just the ways that he's given me to express myself,
Pro skateboarder Josh Harmony with us on Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk. And if you want to see some great video of what he does on his skateboard, go to toymachine.com. Also for his music at joshharmonymusic.com. And, one of the things that I heard you talk about in reading some articles about you, and also talking to surfers and motocross guys and other individual sports, extreme sports, one of the things that I've heard is that it can be tough sometimes to be a Christian in terms of the lifestyle, because when people think about your life, they think about, the drug and alcohol situation, they think about partying, they think about, kind of being a selfish sport. We have a lot of parents, Josh, that are out here. We have over 200 stations that we get to across the country, and many parents that are out there. What would you say to a parent who says, I'm not sure whether skateboarding is the thing I'd want my young person to get into?
Well, I think that's kind of a justified concern, considering how the subculture is definitely pretty dark, but there's also some great people in skateboarding as well, and it's almost like if you're not praying for your kids or raising them right, like no matter what they get into, even if it's football, which is kind of looked at as more of like a wholesome thing. I mean, like, those dudes live like rock stars, like they're out partying and raging and, sleeping around and all that stuff, it's like that no matter what your kids get into, like that's, they're going to have to face the jagged rocks of life no matter what they're into, you know. So if you're, you know, it's really up to the parents to kind of guide them. And even after that, it's sort of like, you know, the depravity of man is sort of like an evil thing, you know, and you have to hope and pray for the best no matter what your kids are into, you know. And it's like if, I don't know, I think it's important to kind of not try and control kids in what they are passionate about, because that can create a separation between a parent and a child, you know what I mean?
Oh,
if
sure.
It's not, of course, like, I mean, if it's something like innocent, like skateboarding in and of itself is innocent, same way that like a knife is innocent. You know what I mean? It's like if you use it, there's just, you know, you have to raise your kids in knowing how to handle things, you know?
Well, Josh, one of the things that I find really interesting is that because there are so many, and this happens, you know, I come from a professional football background, and I'm around a lot of team athletes, and I've gotten to know a lot of you guys through my son-in-law about what you guys are all about. But one of the things that interests me is that it seems to me, because you have so many guys that are great skateboarders, but they also profess a belief in Jesus Christ, and you all are walking the walk. What has been the response of people to your message in the mainstream skating world? And do you think that you guys have gained a foothold or gained progress because you're such great skateboarders, but yet you live a different lifestyle?
I'd say yes and no. I mean, I think that skateboarding has always been sort of like the counterculture, rebellious kind of activity and culture. And I think that there's like, I mean, even right now on skateboarding, there's like a lot of dudes that, you know, they have like 666 and Satan tattoos and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that's like pretty common in skateboarding right now. And but at the same time, like and really there's only like a handful of, there's only like, you can count on one hand like the amount of pro skateboarders that are actually like in the magazines, like doing it for Christ, you know, and living for Jesus. Like, so it's I mean, I think that the ones that do have impact, it's pretty strong, but I don't know. It's definitely, for me, I'm trying to stay you know, as influential for Christ as I can. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel, and it's kind of like you're on your own. You know what I mean? There's not very many of us.
You know what, though? You do feel that way sometimes when you're out there. I mean, one of the things that, you know, I've kind of done the same thing, you know, in working with a lot of NFL athletes that are out there that feel that same way you do. But what's cool is that we're all kind of a family, and there's a ton of guys that are out there right now like you that are using their platform, that are making a difference in kids' lives, that are leading the way for Christ. And I believe that sometimes we think that it's that way, but man, I tell you, when this show, I have people like you on, you know, every single week of the year, and I can tell you hundreds and hundreds of men and women involved in sports, your sport, team sports, that cover sports, that are out there sharing the gospel, that are out there making a difference, that are out there being excellent at what they do and giving God the glory. And it is evident, talking to you and your heart for the Lord and all of the gifts that God's gifted you with, that you're having a big impact. And before I let you go today, tell our audience about your new album, the name of it, and where they can find it.
The new album's called Lamps, and it comes from the song you guys were just listening to, Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning. It's very gospel-centered, and it's got blues and folk and bluegrass elements in it, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's been really fun to play the songs out on this tour, and you can find all the information for any of my music or even skating at joshharmonymusic.com.
Well, we're going to send everybody, and I'm going to tell everybody out there to go get Josh's new album, joshharmonymusic.com. It's some good stuff. And Josh, appreciate you coming on. All the best for your tour that you're on right now. And as we look forward, we'll keep tabs on you, and we're looking forward to getting some of that blues that you've got to give up here to our Boone area. I'll look forward to visiting with you, and God bless you. Appreciate all you're doing out there.
God bless you, too. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Josh. Josh Harmony, pro skateboarder, and again, go to joshharmonymusic.com. You need to hear his music. I tell you, you got some youngsters that love skateboarding. Also, you need to go to toymachine.com. He's got some cool videos, and we'll put some of those up, Jeff and I, with this interview on our Facebook page at Roman Gabriel III, as well as Sold Out Youth Ministries. Very exciting stuff. And before we go tonight, man, it always goes by fast. Been really, really enjoyable. We love having guests on that get it, guests that understand that it's more about what you do for God, and it's not about who you are, it's about whose you are. We've said that a lot of times, and there's a big difference. The difference is it's not about ourselves, it's about giving God the glory, understanding where we get our power, and understanding that every talent and ability God gives us we can use. Now, what I want to do is my final picks, my NFL picks before we get off the air. I need to give those. San Diego at New England at 4:15 on CBS. Great game. Chargers, New England. Philadelphia at Atlanta, 8:20 NBC tomorrow night. So Chicago and New Orleans on Fox at 1 p.m., Philadelphia and Atlanta, and San Diego, New England on CBS at 4:15. Those are my picks. Listen, have a great sports weekend. Appreciate Josh Harmony, our guest. Thank you to my great producer, Jeff Reed. We'll put this up on our Facebook.
You've been listening to Sold Out Sports Talk with Roman Gabriel III on AFR Talk. Podcasts of this program are available at afr.net. Thanks for listening, and join us again next week for Sold Out Sports Talk.